Hi students, this is your teacher, Professor Nirmal Kumar Swami, Department of Library and Information Science, Mahasiddhanand University, Rohtak, Haryana. Well, friends, again coming to your syllabus, Unit 3. Today we'll discuss in this module mechanics of writing, because this paper deals with technical writing. So every moment you talk of writing, so whether it is technical writing, journal writing, popular writing, whatever, or academic writings. So mechanics of writings, especially the people who deals with this, certain things also. Language itself, is not made. So it is made through certain nuances of language. So one of the major part is the mechanics of writing, especially those deal with the proofreading and editing and copy editor. Sometimes you must have seen the advertisement reads, copy editors like newspapers. So those people are very much trained with this. So as scholars or researchers, you must know that how these mechanics of writings really play good part in your good writing or effective writing. So under this category, so we will discuss about abbreviation, hyphenation, capitalization, use of numbers, spelling and punctuations in a very brief manner, because and you all know that you have been accustomed with all these things from your maybe post-matric classes. So suppose I say abbreviation is okay, I'm citing an example. Suppose you must have seen a doctor, whether it is a medicine practitioner or an academician. So doctor is written in a prefix rather prior to their names. So it is caps D and small r, that is a doctor. So this is an abbreviation. So abbreviations are the short form of something used in language or in expression. So that short form is universally acceptable rather. Suppose anywhere you say DR or AM and PM, anti-meridium and post-meridium, in the timing you write, before 12 and after 12. So these are the form of Mr. also, caps AM and small r dot. So and your syllabus only abbreviations are written. So abbreviation is that probably it helps in why abbreviations are created. The best answer could be why. Suppose you are writing about a doctor, all the time you write a doctor so and so, doctor so and so. So once you universalize, it's a kind of rules or norms for everyone. So probably DR is okay, AM is okay, PM is okay. So this is the shorter versions of some kind of expressions. Probably in your syllabus it is not there, something is missing, similar to your acronym, and sometimes people mispronounce also this acronym. It is acronym. Acronym is again the localized version or the again shorter version of the human expression, the language expression. So especially due to the advent of modern technology and human activities, so many things we created, especially software languages. And suppose my name is Nirmal Kumar Swami, and sometimes my students in the classroom in their paper they write NCASE. NCASE is again acronym. So acronym is another version of this abbreviation. Acronym is sometimes defining a longer version. So suppose you pick up the first letter of a particular word and join it together and make it in a proper way, acronymically. So to read it better. So that way this is acronym. most of the software, computer softwares are known as through their acronyms. Okay, so acronym again is a shorter version. But the difference, anyway, difference between, if you have time, then we'll explain difference between acronym and abbreviation. And at the end, and why abbreviations are created instead of repeating. Suppose in your 200 pages of thesis and Maharshi Dayananda in the university, suppose all the time you go on writing, so probably 1 or 2 page will be covered this Maharshi Dayananda University. So in that case, you make it MDU once you clarify in your initial page somewhere, and at the beginning, the front matter of your thesis, you write in under abbreviations like MDU stands for. So it saves your space and time also that way. Once the readers will come to know, okay, MDU is for Maharshi Dayananda University, then they, wherever MDU is there, they will read it as Maharshi Dayananda University. Okay, second, coming to hyphenation. Hyphenation are given in many ways, like hyphenation has, many meanings. The initial meaning is that when you say such as, or example, you give a break in your things. Suppose example, the major cities. Suppose the moment you say major cities, then you can, instead of putting, hyphenation is used as one of the punctuation marks that way. So major cities, then you may write Kolkata, Mumbai, or Delhi and Madras, like this. So that way. But here I would like to tell you hyphenation is is to coinage. Coinage means when you combine 2-3 words into one. So there you give a, in grammar also you find a small hyphen and a big hyphen. That is also used. So that way, you can put, say suppose ill-fitted, then smart man. Okay, so that way when you combine, when you coin, make in a new coinage by combining, so high profile city. Okay, so sometimes you use that hyphen in between, so that while reading it, the moment you combine those two words, so it is used as adjective, kind of inbuilt adjective to that. So then coming to capitalization, caps. Sometimes we call it caps, capital, and small letters. So we all know that, because since our in Indian context, probably since your class, secondary classes, we all know the grammars, English grammar especially, where to use. To my mind, English has this provision to use caps and small letters. Probably Hindi, we don't. I have less knowledge on that, so probably it is not there. So there are many popular way of knowing capitalization, but there are again nuances, like minute things. When you enter deep into your writing process, then you come to know. A couple of examples at the beginning of a sentence, and is a proper noun, name of a person, of a state, a place. Delhi, suppose you write someone's name, so in between you give as a proper noun. So caps, Gandhi. Okay, so all these, there are in certain other cases also. When you come to know, then you can, because very difficult to remember. Once you become an author, writer, and you start writing, things will come to know. And suppose you don't know certain things where to use these caps, and if it is auto built software, especially MS Word, and MS Word will tell you, suppose you don't know a city called Honolulu, Madagascar, or small places. So suppose you write Madagascar, then the software will tell you that no, Madagascar is a place, name of a country or a city or a place, so that you write M big. Sometimes they also, the autocorrect. So that is capitalization. Again, use of numbers. Use of numbers like numbers are there in many forms of numbering system are there in world. A couple of 2 3 I can tell you the right 1 2 3 in English. It is actually called Indo-Arabic, but sometimes we call it 1 2 3 figures. 1 2 3 4 5. And suppose you are writing 2 TWO in words. So not suppose you are writing a thesis sometimes in advertisement in signboards. Sometimes you suppose you are writing in normal English or and there while you use a number, then probably we write in a mathematical figure 2, not TWO, just to highlight. Suppose write TWO, most cases we write 2. In certain cases also you write in words TWO. So mostly in a thesis or when data representation is there, I'm especially saying in your research context or in your writing your thesis or research papers, so write in figures those words. And another numbering system is Roman. So Roman is used III, is very specific context. So it's not that, but you prefer most cases 2 in figures, T 2 3 like this mathematical figures, not TWO 3 THREE. Is not like that. This is a numbering pattern mostly because it properly shows, effectively shows the data representation. Spelling and punctuation, there are two things. Spelling is that spelling whatever spelling cannot be, but these days students, many times I told you in the class, spelling whatever and spelling also as a while ago I discussed softwares, especially MS Word will correct your spelling. Spelling is that and in spelling 2 things are there what the linguist people of English language says. We use American spelling and British spelling. Somewhere I read a couple of years back, maybe Language Commission of UK and America, they agreed we'll make it one language, one British and anyway, that is not our case, but there are cases like British spelling and suppose a color COLOUR, and your Microsoft is an American company, they would say COLOR, a color. Suppose you write color LOUR, then it will be red underline. It says that correct your English, but there is option also in your laptop or desktop computer system. You can go to right click and add it to the dictionary. Like whenever COLOUR color is there, then the software won't say it is a. So you can go on adding. And another spelling you find Z versus S. So there's a capitalization, harmonize, so realize. So the American they write Z, we write S. But I tell this is my personal experience. Like though we write in India since my childhood age, whenever English tutor start teaching, they in higher classes also we prefer British English. So in spelling British English that, but the American English these days coming into largely forceful in our writing. So this is British and any up to you, but prefer British English wherever is possible, and sometimes mix up also. And then punctuation is also very the stop, the period we call it, full stop rather we call it, and there are many punctuations, so colon, semicolon. Largely we know the stop, period, full stop. So full stop is known when the sentence ends, So very the simplest form of knowing the punctuation is that full stop. And सबसे the most difficult part in understanding comma is very difficult. Suppose it may so happen, suppose you are writing a sentence with 2 commas, I can put there 5 commas also. So specifically comma is a kind of a small fragments, smaller parts putting together, you can say. and but comma is difficult to where to put or where to not to put. So this comma, and there are colon, semicolon, there are many things. So when you start writing, then probably you will come to know. And so there are certain these marks also, punctuation marks are very rarely used, and is not say been probably in at very later stage we come to know where exactly semicolon is being used. So sometimes we confused also where to put comma and so where to put semicolon. Probably these things doesn't matter much, especially stop and period and comma is first you come to know this, then gradually you come to know the semicolon. I'm correcting you students. Sometimes you are writing a heading, thesis heading. Okay, national integration is the heading, and you suppose you start writing details just below the heading, then avoid putting comma just after the heading. But you do that. Suppose I'm talking about colon. Okay, suppose you putting colon, then colon is put just to distinguish. This is the heading, colon. Then if you begin the sentence immediate after the heading, so put a colon. Suppose you are start writing just beneath, down the just down the heading, and then no need to put colon there just immediately after. So sometimes mistakes we commit, So that shows that we don't you are not careful in while reading, Suppose you have a proper reading, then you come to know that the experts or the authors where do, especially the authors of native speakers of English, so where do they write? So that can be clarified or rectified through this through this repeated writing, or so mechanized, and software also sometimes get you correct your these things. So this is all about mechanics. Mechanics is a very important part, especially grammar aspect of your it is very much needed while doing. Probably in next somewhere we discuss about proofreading and editing. So for this proofreading and editing, all these mechanics are very much important, and especially authors, those are writing. And sometimes I'm telling you in a very, very probably you would believe me, in the great writer, great novelist also, while writing their draft first manuscript, they give it to the typical copy editors. Those do less profile jobs, but they are very much trained in that, So comma, full stop, and colon, semicolon. So it's not that big thing. Only you while doing, then we'll come to know this is punctuation marks. So all these I can share my personal experience. Like until you write, simply thinking theoretically where to put what punctuation marks doesn't matter much. So in this module, coming to the summary, so mechanics of writings we discuss, and mechanics of writings are very much important to give a flavor to your writings. Maybe you are expert, you are a novelist, or you are a good writer. Sometimes putting things in proper, like suppose ignoring mechanics of writing, sometimes put you in baffle like it won't be corrected properly, the readers and the writer. So get it properly connected. So mechanics are very much important. And you must have seen, in a book, in a very high sounding book, academic writing books or in novels also, if you go to preface, probably we don't, the serious readers read preface. Suppose we don't read the preface, if you read preface, then authors acknowledges many people of their friends, teachers, colleagues, seniors, or the professional copy editors also, like we are thankful so and so for editing and proofreading. So there they are trained very much people. So it is kind of experience that way. So mechanics are of writings are very important in your technical writing or in thesis writing or in especially for academicians while writing the research papers and books. So hope you understood this, and thank you.